Hello everyone, welcome to the Nighttime Podcast. It may look like we're in different rooms, but guess what? We're in the exact same room. He's right there. Could you believe it? I had to get up early just to make it to this podcast. And yeah, we're set up in one room. How good's this? If you want more IRL bloody podcasts like this, make sure to let me know. So I'm going to let Dylan introduce himself, and then I'm going to read comments out on the last podcast, because what I'm going to do now is read comments after every single podcast. I don't know why, but it's just a little concept that I'm going to do.
Hello, my name is Dylan Wands, if you don't know. I am a guest on this podcast, and it's an excellent privilege to be here, Harry. I must say, I'm very thankful to be here. If you see me looking over there a lot, that's just because that's where OBS is, and I need to make sure everything's fine, blah, blah, blah.
It's not that professional, you know. He has to mute the mics in case we hear each other in the
I need to figure out how to do it.
So yeah, I'm obviously your host. That's me. Mwans, check his channel out if you want. So let's read some of the comments out. No context. I'm just going to read them out. I might answer a few of them. Team Master 218. I haven't heard the podcast as I had to be extremely quiet. I'm guessing that means quiet.
Quiet.
The podcast seems very nice made. Good job, Harry.
Very nice made.
A comment from Swashbuckling Sam No Teeth. I too had to be extremely, but I still managed to tune in. Fake YPH fan. Okay, well, I'm just going to ignore that. Go Gene Plays. This is a pretty cool podcast. Also, I love how you try to bring people of different ages. Keep up the good work. I'm sorry for not attending any streams or videos. I'm trying to get more videos out for my channel. That's fine, Go Gene. Don't worry about it. Thanks for commenting on the podcast. And also, thanks for engaging in past streams as well. I also replied, thanks, hope to see some content on your channel soon. I have looked at your channel. It does seem pretty cool. I didn't look much into it. I only looked on for about a minute. Swashbuckling Sam No Teeth again put, I am coming. Coming spelt C-O-M-I-N-G. And I'm not reading that name out. Same. And I put, come faster. So, that was the engaging and high intellectual conversations on the last one. So, Dylan, is there anything you want to say about these intellectual comments?
I like the one that says "I'm coming." I'm a very big fan of that one. I feel like it's very intelligent to the what's the word? To the what's the word I'm looking for? Never mind. Carry on. Just go on. Basically, I like the one that says "I'm coming."
So, obviously, we're going to talk about a few topics. Mostly, what I'm going to talk about, I don't know what Dylan's going to talk about. We're probably going to talk about different things, is the looting situation, the George Floyd situation in the USA. Do you know, me and Dylan actually had a conversation about this at 3 a.m. last week, as I was staring outside watching the sunrise. It was brilliant.
And I was very, very, very drunk. Yeah, I was drunk. And apparently, do we want to get into it?
I feel like we should, but not yet. Just to let you know, everyone.
Wait. Not yet. We won't get into it yet. We've got some topics that we want to get into. So, Harry, do you want to pick from the list right here?
I reckon we talk about the Elon Musk situation first, about how, I'm going to get Twitter up now, and Dylan, you can just start the conversation, and I'll just read out some of his weird tweets that he's put out recently.
Basically, I read something on Facebook before that Elon Musk believes that aliens obviously are real and that they're living among us, in the space of us, in Earth of us, and he's a strange man, really, isn't he, Elon Musk?
I mean, he is. I mean, as I'm seeing here, his tweets are just. I mean, he did put before, and I quote, "lol," no context at all, lol. He also said, selling, I'm going to say the devil's lettuce, I don't want to get demonetized, literally went from major felony to essential business, open during a pandemic. In much of America, and yet many are still in prison, doesn't make sense, isn't right. I actually think he's got a point. If you're going to make it legal, why is people that did it when it was illegal still in prison? Because it's not a felony anymore? Like, what?
So, just for context, you don't know about the illegal smoking substance.
Which is now legal in many states in America.
Many states, and it should be legal. I mean, it should be medically legal.
Aye. Mutant.
It should be medically legal because Obviously, there's been cases as well. There's been studies that people that have Parkinson's and I think autism as well. People that use it when they've got those type of diseases, it helps them a lot. So, what are your thoughts?
I think it should be legal. Obviously, it's not good to excessively use weed with the devil's lettuce. It's not good to. It's not good to excessively use the devil's lettuce because. What?
The devil's lettuce. That's class. Oh, Jesus, go on.
The devil's lettuce because if you do, then it makes you become lazy, and I just feel like it should be legal. Medical devil's lettuce should definitely be legal because it can help with pain. Like if you're suffering with chronic pain, like arthritis in your arms, anywhere like that, then I feel like you should be able to buy it.
The only reason I think it should be legal, the only reason that I think it shouldn't be, or it should be exercised well, is because if people use it whilst driving, then that is just going to cause a lot more accidents. It's just going to a lot more accidents on the road because of drug driving.
Yeah, but you can say that for alcohol, though. Do you know what I mean? You can say that for alcohol, so I don't know.
Yes, but everyone knows not to drive for alcohol, and in its early stages, weed people will do it while it's driving. So
that's another bleep.
Damn it!
Yeah, I do feel like it should be legal, but not in excessive use, of course. I feel like there should be a limit for how much you have. If I don't know, like in some places, Amsterdam, US, in some states in the USA, it's legal. California, the home of Jake Paul, and I just feel like So now I'm going to move on to Jake Paul, which I was going to make a video about this, but I was really late on it, so I would have got like 40 views. So what do you think about Jake Paul looting?
Well, has it been confirmed that he was looting?
I think Jake Paul should have been charged for trespassing because you can't do that. That's obviously a felony. But I feel like the people saying that he's looting. I was really angry at my video that I made because I wasn't really educated on the situation. I actually genuinely thought that he was looting. Someone did hand him a stolen item, but that still doesn't confirm that he was looting. So I don't really know if he was, but if he was, then obviously he should be charged for it. He should be charged for trespassing because that's against the law, isn't it?
See, I'm not gonna say anything like bad towards him because all I seen was a picture saying Jake Paul has been spotted in the looting, like in the protests, if that's what you want to call him, in the looting situation. Like, so it's not been confirmed that he was looting, but if he was, obviously, it's scummy, especially for a person with his stature and his like platform. He shouldn't be doing that because I'm stuttering over every single word. His audience, his kids. He shouldn't be doing that on his platform.
His fucking kids. What?
My brain had a massive meltdown then.
Right. Mute. You've not muted it.
I have muted me.
Have you?
Yeah, I've done control.
Oh, fuck.
We're all over the place with this one. We're all over the place.
Right. So, obviously, he should take. Obviously, I made a video about Logan Paul. Right. We know that. I actually made a good video about Logan Paul about how he was doing the right things for once. After his little forest video, he's now doing the right things, in my opinion. And I said in that video how he was using his platform to spread a good message, and I still stick to that. He was appearing to. He did go to a protest, but he was peacefully protesting, which was good. He also made a video, and it was in his podcast himself. This is a little impulsive one, saying how he's done a lot of bad things in the past, and he wants to use his platform to convey a message to his audience that this is not how you treat black people, which it's good, and I'll elaborate on that when you send your point.
No, you can.
Okay.
You can. I don't have anything to say right now about this matter because I don't want to get into a sheet storm with all this type of stuff. So you carry on.
Anyway, so I feel like Logan Paul's doing good in using his platform to convey the message that racism is wrong. So I'm really happy about it because his audience, we all know, is young and impressionable. I hope that isn't my audience, but you know, it's fine.
Basically is.
So we all know that his audience is young and impressionable, and we all know that he can manipulate his audience. If he tells his audience to go and abuse people, then they would. That's the thing, they would. So that's why I think him telling his audience, who are young, because we need to teach the younger generation, in my opinion, him telling his audience that this is wrong, this is not how you treat people, everyone, you know, Black Lives Matter, all lives matter, all that. He is conveying the message that this is how you're supposed to do it. And I'm really happy about that with him. That's my point about him.
I also love how we started to speak about Elon Musk's space aliens that he believes in, and then now we somehow magically came onto the topic of the current world events. But anyway, yeah, we was going to get onto it at some point. Anything you want to say about the current events? Anything that winds you up? Anything that, like... Well, in fact, I'll tell you one thing that winds me up. The defacing of memorials that I've seen. Like, I saw on Facebook that people have been... D-Day, it was obviously a massive day in the war. People have been defacing those memorials. It's like, why? Why would you deface something that they fought for our freedom, they fought for our country, and you're putting Black Lives Matter on that memorial? Like, I get it, I get the message, but not on that specific memorial. Let's be honest. It's just stupid, and it's scummy, and I don't think that you should do it. Also, the Winston Churchill one, like, I mean, I've seen those people saying, "Oh yeah, he was a racist," but at the same time, I mean, I'm not saying all the good he does outweighs the fact that he's a racist. I'm not saying that, but he did fight. He led this country to the victory of the World War II, and without him, we'd all be under the N word, what AAZI, not the other N word, the regime. We'd all be speaking German. So, I mean, no offense to you, Master, but you know,
he's being German, right? Anyway. So, yeah, you shouldn't deface memorials. No, there's no way. You can't just say, oh, yeah, we're going to change the world, because, no, it's a memorial for a reason. You shouldn't deface it. I don't get that. If there's a way of doing a protest, there's damaging people's property, damaging people's businesses that people have worked hard for. That's their livelihood that they can't get back. They could go into debt now. That's not how you protest. You protest peacefully, which I have seen. I know I've seen across the news that peaceful protests have been turned into riots because of the police. I've seen that. I don't know if it's true, but police have turned peaceful protests into riots, which is not right. The police shouldn't be doing that. Obviously, the police needs to change in America. Everyone knows that at this point because of George Floyd. And I just feel like everyone should be peacefully protesting using social distancing guidelines. That's what I think. And I feel like conveying this message to all of America, of course, that will obviously change it, but I feel like people like Donald Trump cannot be in charge in this type of situation. He really can't, and I'm one of those people. I don't really judge Trump because he's just a big meme. He's always been a big meme, but seriously, he actually moved a peaceful protest out the way just so we could, what was it? So we could go to a church or something.
So we could like take some pictures of the church, yeah.
This is and when his country needed him the most, he just went to the White House and just he just sat in there. Could you just insert that fright? What is it?
When his country needed him the most, he turned off his lights and hid in his bunker. Like, your country is on its knees. It is burning. It is begging for help, and its leader has thought, do you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna go and hide, because you're right, he shouldn't be in charge in this type of situation. Like, imagine what Barack Obama would be doing right now. Everyone would be just supporting him. He'd be supporting everything that's been going on. He would be held, but he would be handling things a lot more better. Let's be honest. But yeah, Donald Trump just needs to step up really and be the leader that he promised America that he'd be. But you know.
Now I think everyone knows at this point. Well, most people know that Barack Obama would handle the situation much better than Donald Trump. Also, the things that Donald Trump has said during this pandemic as well, it's been so stupid. Like, seriously, we've heard him say that, we should really try disinfectant to try and get rid of the virus.
Inject people with disinfectant. Like, what even is that?
What? What do you mean? Do you know people in America have... Oh, here's a dog. I'm not sure we can get a cameo of him yet, but, you know, we'll try at the end.
I'll try on my camera. Go on, carry on.
So, we've... I forgot what I was on, so I'm a bit distracted. So, he was getting people to inject disinfectant in. We have a little situation with his dog here. He's sort of trapped in a wire. He wanted people to inject disinfectant to try and get rid of the virus. And then he said, oh, it was a little joke. You're president of one of the biggest countries in the world, if not the biggest countries, and you're, what, he's joking, during a pandemic where millions of, what, is it thousands to almost millions of people in his country are dying from it? I don't think it's millions, but it's definitely in the 100,000s.
And it wasn't a joke. It clearly wasn't a joke. He's so stupid. And I don't know what goes on in his brain, but he thought, for some reason, that was the right thing to do. And people are obviously going to believe it because there's so many Karens in America that are pro-Trump and, you know, believe he should stay in office and all that stuff. But it's like the Tide Pod situation. Do you remember that? When everyone started eating Tide Pods just because someone's seen it on the internet. If the leader of your country says inject yourself with disinfectant, people are going to do it. So you don't bleeding say that, do you? Let's be honest.
Thanks for not swearing there. But yeah, so sadly people were injecting themselves with disinfectant. I don't know if anyone died from it, but they certainly weren't healthy after it, obviously. But listen, it was all over the news that you really shouldn't try it, and him joking during a pandemic really shows us the difference between him and Obama. Obama would handle this situation, even the pandemic and all the riots and everything, in a mature way. I'm certain of it. But Trump, he just hasn't. And he shouldn't be in office. I don't think the elections will happen this year because of how terrible of a year America have had. But, you know, we'll see.
Right. So, after all that, you know, let's stop here before we get ourselves in trouble.
Still not done, but we'll do some later.
Okay. Still not done, but we'll do some later. So let's move on to something else before we get ourselves in trouble. We can, on my notes here, we've got the Elon Musk, which we briefly touched on, and then we've got our channels. Our channels, right. Harry, for now, I'll let you talk about yours and blah, blah, blah.
I feel like, it all started back in 2012, you know. I was uploading videos of me recording on some kind of really bad Nokia. Getting 8 FPS. But then, very quickly, I moved over to BSR screen recorder, which recorded at, I think, 10 FPS. So we had a 2 FPS difference there, so we were really improving steadily. I started back in March 2012. For your information, I was 8 when I created my channel, and then I turned 9. I did videos like Hanger, which it's on mini clip, I think. I did Minecraft videos.
We'll show a picture of what you start.
Yeah, we'll show a picture. We'll even show a clip if you're lucky. I started my very first video going, and I'll do it now. Oh, hi, guys. Welcome to Minecraft episode 1.
On, basically, what was you use? Handheld, and you couldn't even see the screen. And I loved, there's 2 things that I miss about the old YPH. Is Harry would do, 5 videos, and they'd go, episode 1, 2, 20, 50, 100. I love that. I love the progression in Minecraft episodes there. Also, how he used to use his reflection off his laptop as a webcam. Care to elaborate? Do you care to elaborate?
Well, in one video, I was on a server called Maxcraft, which I used to play a lot. I used to love it. So whilst recording the video, I could see my reflection in it. I was like, oh my god, this looks so cool. So I went, hey guys, ignore the face cam. Yeah, that was it. That was it.
And, well, I don't even think, there's nothing to really say about my channel, really, you know. It was Harry's second channel. Harry wants to say something.
You had a channel called DIL 233.
Oh, yes. Let me touch on my old channels, guys. Actually, I had one channel, sorry. It was called DIL 233. If you search it on YouTube now, you will find it, and you will find some really embarrassing videos if that's something more.
Brilliant.
I've got a Formula 1 where you can't even hear me. All you can hear me go, get out the way. And then I've got a Minecraft tutorial where I said tutorial like I just did then, but it was like ASMR. So hey guys, welcome to my Minecraft tutorial. And I actually need to upload that to the morning channel. I reckon I'll get some views and some laughs.
Actually, the video sounded like this. You ready? Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. And today we are going to get a Minecraft cracked skin 1.5. That is exactly how it sounds. I really want you to go watch it.
We could put like a screenshot and then we'll put the link in the description or on the screen or whatever.
I'll be editing this, which I can't wait to. You know, it's so annoying editing these podcasts because you have to sit there re-watching it for an hour.
And on this recording, we're only 13 minutes in, and we've just spoke about our channels. Okay, so on
our channels, yeah.
Oh well, I've got the deals. Well, I've spoken about deals 2P3, and mans, yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna try and do daily streams and videos, and yeah, I've spoke about why I've changed channels. Or I've not really changed, but why I've moved over to Mans. Like I'm not leaving the YPH. Don't worry, not leaving, not leaving. But I just thought, because I want to do my daily streams, and it'd be better on a platform, because the random videos that I do wouldn't work on Harry's channel, so I just thought, screw it, let's just make my own.
I think one of the main reasons is because you want to like do what you want to do, and
yeah,
I want to do what I want to do. We both have sort of two different goals on YouTube. I love doing videos, sort of commentary videos, you know, just laughing at people. I just love that. I mean, Dylan does like that as well, but he likes playing gaming videos with his girlfriend. You know, he likes streaming. I do like streaming, but I remember trying daily streams, and it was just getting to the point where I was like, oh, why?
It does. To be fair, daily streams does burn you out. Like I did a Euro Truck one the other day, and it's private now. I forgot. Yeah, I forgot to mute it. I did a Euro Truck one the other day. It's private now, but I don't know if YouTube broke or anything, but I just got no viewers, and the video was extremely laggy, even though it wasn't an OBS. And I was just extremely tired at the time. I was like, I just can't even be bothered. Like it does burn you out when you do it every day, and I've only done it for like 5 days. I'm already burnt out. I'm talking about, but I'm not.
Yeah, we used to stream with Dylan not really being part of the channel as much as he is now. We used to stream Gary's Mod back in the day. I think it was like 2018, Fortnite and Gary's Mod. They used to be fun because we had no filter. We had no filter at all, so we'd say whatever we want. The Fortnite ones were brilliant. They're called Victory Royale. There's a playlist on my channel. Make sure you go check it out.
Please link the Fortnite ones. Like put like a card or something up there or whatever. But our Fortnite streams were just some of the best streams we've done. It was hilarious.
What we should do as well is we should upload a compilation of our Victory Royale series that we did.
And we never even got a Victory Royale.
We never won. We were so close once. I think we came second once, and they are brilliant. Also, my voice sounds a lot different because 2 years ago, I don't sound as deep as that. I sounded more like, you know, sort of more like this. You know what I mean? My voice is in the process of breaking, but sort of wasn't. And they were brilliant because I just scream and just screech and ring.
And it was back at a time on YouTube where obviously we wasn't monetized, but it wasn't just that you could. Oh well, I think we were monetized according to Harry, but it wasn't just that. It was like it was back in a time where you could say a lot more stuff than you can say now. We didn't have to be filtered ourselves, whereas nowadays the stuff we said back then could not be said now because people would just have a hissy fit.
I hate that. Obviously, I did because I was going to upload a controversial video, which I won't say what it was, and then Dylan talked me out of it because it's a funny video. It was a funny video idea, but at the same time, it could offend a group. It's nothing to do with race. Just to let you all know, don't hate me in the comments. It's nothing to do with race, but it still was a controversial video, and it really annoys me because I hate filtering myself on YouTube because I always want to express everything I want, you know, express my opinion and all that, and
But you need to realise you do need to filter yourself, and I don't think you get that yet.
We was monetized until YouTube changed the rules, 4,000 watch hours in a year and 1,000 subs. I was monetized until February 2 years ago, and then that's when my channel blew up a lot. Minecraft Run Meme, that blew up a lot back then, and that's how. And if monetization stayed on for another 4 months, I would have got a bit of cash from that. You know what I mean? And if we got monetized a month earlier, Dylan, we would have got about £300 from that World War III video that we did. You know that what 260,000 views, which is mad for me.
I know it's annoying. It's annoying to think that we got monetized straight after that. So we can move on. I want to bring something up actually. It's something I want to bring up. It's your stream with Patty G.
Oh yeah, the one from last week, yeah.
The one from last week. I just want to obviously if you. I just want to get your thoughts on it. Obviously, if Patty G watches this, I want you to tell me what was it like interviewing him and all that kind of stuff. Was he a great what's the word? Guest? There you go.
Yeah, it was actually really fun, especially with Miles of Magic at the end of the stream, which he was showing us some card tricks which I couldn't do. Interviewing a magician, we don't really get that on this channel. It's very rare, and we might not get that again. But we could get Miles of Magic on one day, you know what I mean? He did say that he's willing to help out, which thank you very much, Miles of Magic, and Patty G, of course. He said he'd help out as well. It was way too professional for me, but to be honest, it was good. I did like it. It was a great hour and 10 minutes how long the stream was. It was brilliant. Brendan or Huxel, I don't know if I'm meant to say your name. I might blur that out. If you're watching this, why didn't you speak more? In it, you would hardly say anything. You're like, oh, I'm gonna ask the questions that I've written down. Oh yeah, Patty G, is your channel good? And then you'd be like,
is your channel good?
And then you'd be like, all right. And then I would have to I'd have to try and get him to elaborate on it. If you want to be a co-host, you have to be a better co-host. Do you understand? God, you see the mic levels then?
God, I saw that. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch all of it. But I did see bits in it. It looked professional for the YPH channel, because the YPH channel is just essentially visual CANCAR. But yeah, it was. Would he be on again? Do you know?
We don't know yet, but we could be.
Well, that's enough of that. Right, whatever. Okay, on my notes here we've got sports football. I'm not sure if many of you follow football, so we'll try and think of sports, like, sports that anyone like, or that people like. So we football, that comes back next week, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Right, I've just fed his dog because he can't feed his dog. Anyway.
So yeah, sports.
So
what's your thoughts?
I'm really unhappy with the people who are saying that. Oh yeah, the season. I'm a Liverpool fan, by the way. We're both Liverpool fans. I was like, people are being like, oh, we should. The season shouldn't finish. Liverpool can't win the league. No, I don't want Liverpool to win the league. But at the same time, we're first. Get over it. We're 24, 22 points clear. Get over it. All the rival fans need to shut up and accept the fact that we are 22 points clear.
Nobody likes watching Liverpool do well, and I don't get it, because it's like, even in Europe, and we could be the only team in Europe, and everyone would be like, oh, I hope Liverpool don't win. It's like, well, that's your team. You're from the country where we are from. Like, say for instance, if it was just Tottenham in the Champions League, I mean, I wouldn't like to support them, but I would, just because it's an English team. I would like to see an English team win that cup. And it's stupid because Liverpool, would you say Liverpool is the most hated Premier League club?
Yeah.
Absolutely, definitely, and I don't get why. But yeah, it comes back next week with no supporters, of course, and it's going to be held at neutral venues, so people don't, gather outside the stadium and just cause a lot of ruckus. So other sports that people may like, so let's fit on racing, Formula 1. I like Formula 1. I don't know if you like Formula 1. The Indianapolis was back last week, Indy 500. That's basically Formula 1 but going in a circle. That was back. It went well. No supporters, of course. And Formula 1 is back. Do you know? Yeah, Formula 1 is back. I don't know when, but it's back soon. But yeah, we'd like to know your thoughts on what you think about sports coming back. The dog is making a cameo, guys. It is happening.
Let's go, boys.
Doggy. Look,
Way. It's a Staffordshire Bull Terrier.
It's a Staffy, and he's not as aggressive as you may think.
Right, calm down.
Oh jeez, that is just the saddest thing in the world. Let me have a look. Come on.
Oh. You can't really see. There he is. Whoa! He's not leaving me alone. This is not my dog, by the way. This is his dog. Yeah,
that is my dog, and he's the most softest and affectionate person in the world.
Get away from the Pringles.
Right. We are 22 minutes in on this record. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? You said you've got some topics, so fire away.
Well, obviously I support. Was you on about the Champions League a couple of minutes ago? About you would support an English team. I'd support Borussia Dortmund because I like Borussia Dortmund. I am a fan of Borussia Dortmund. As you may see in my very first podcast, I was wearing a Borussia Dortmund jersey. You know, if any of you remember that, that is a German team, Team Master 218.
If you want to dislike now, you can do.
No, you don't need to dislike. Just let everyone know, if we currently have 10 viewers, that's good.
Oh, yeah, because I forgot Harry is going to premiere this on Saturday, yeah, I forgot, yeah.
Saturday, 10:30. Anyway, so...
more topics. Got any more topics?
I'm just going to talk about Liverpool again. I'm very unhappy with the people that are calling us another Blackburn Rovers. If people want to really analyse it, we are world champions, European champions.
6 times.
We've won the Super Cup.
Twice.
And we're about to be Premier League champions. We're the best team in the world, and the rival fans, they can't handle it.
We are literally the most successful team in the Premier League, and for some reason, no one likes it. Like, how? I don't get it. I don't get it.
I think I know why. It's probably because some of our fan base are way too arrogant. But that's the same for other fan bases, though. You get Man United fans who are like, oh, we've won the Premier League 19... Don't even fuck.
Why are these scouts? Why are Man United
We've
fans
won the
scouts?
Premier League 19 times. Do you understand? We've won the Premier League 19 times.
Jamie, I don't think you understand.
But, Gary, if you look at it at this angle, okay, so... Sadio Mane. We look at Sadio Mane all the time. Sadio Mane. So we look at Sadio Mane. Shout out to Darren Farley. I love your impressions. So what about Liverpool? We're going to win the Premier League. We're going to win the Premier League. That's how it's going to happen. We're going to win the Premier League. But Jamie, if you really put it into perspective a second, Liverpool technically aren't winners yet. So I really think that the Premier League should be heard. Because Liverpool have been flaky at times.
And it doesn't matter that Manchester United are in 6th place right now. I really think we've got the capability. I know we can't mathematically win, but I think we've got the capability of winning the Premier League.
Oh my God.
He's here.
Oh, he didn't like that, did it? No. Oh.
Okay, so any more topics?
Yeah, we haven't really made our opinion on the BLM movement. We really only said our opinion about the protests. So
I'll go first on my opinion on the Black Lives Matter. It's a very serious issue that's going on in the world right now, and of course, I support it. I mean, if you don't support it, what is wrong with you? It is very sad, really, that it's took this long for black people to actually have a voice and for them to finally be heard. And Harry obviously doesn't like the fact that looting and there's riots and stuff, but that is basically the actions of the voiceless. That's the only way they can get heard. But they've tried protesting. They've tried it in the past. They've tried petitioning for change. They've tried voicing their opinions, and it's not worked at all. There's been black people being killed by the authorities in America for years and years and years, and nothing's changed. But now, because of all these riots and all these... the bad stuff, but yeah, it is bad stuff. Let's be honest. I'm not in favour of riots, but if you want to make a change, you've got to do change. But Harry doesn't agree with me. I get that, but go on.
I agree with most of your points. I just don't agree that rioting and looting needs to be done to make a change. I've mentioned this a few times. There's other ways of conveying a message, and I feel like rioting and looting isn't one. That's just my opinion, but I'm going to say why. Because people could be using everyone's looting as an excuse to go and just get something, just go rob something that they want. I mean, I found this really funny, just went in Target and just robbed a Lego set. Just robbed a Lego set. That was it. That's all he wanted.
We shouldn't be laughing, but it is quite funny.
He just went home and just got some Lego. Hey, Mum, I just got some Lego. Oh, honey, where'd you get that from? Target's closed.
Yeah. It is stupid, and I oh my god, I love the people that are going to like the phone stores in America and stealing iPhones and Androids and stuff just for Apple to turn around and go, okay, we'll just deactivate that device, we'll deactivate that device. They're just deactivating all the devices that have been robbed, and everyone's like, oh, I can't even use it.
There's got to be other ways around that. There's got to be other ways to fix that. Is that what's actually happening? I didn't know about that. That's funny.
Yeah, Apple have been deactivating devices that have been nicked from stores. And there's no way around it because Apple have got the most tightest security just known to man when it comes to phones. If it was an Android, yeah, there's definitely a way around it. Because Android is just basically a little tiny computer, but iPhones and iPads are a lot more secure than that.
That's why sometimes if you got like a second-hand iPad or iPhone and you don't know their iCloud, then there's many features that you can't access, like the App Store, which the App Store is one of the most important apps because so you can get some apps.
No, when it comes to iCloud, if you buy a device which is iCloud locked, you can't use it. That's it. The device is basically bricked. And I've done it a few times. I bought a device off the internet, not knowing it's been iCloud locked. It's turned up. It's locked to someone's iCloud. Can't use it. It's just basically a phone with a white screen. And there is like a stupid way around it, but you know. But yeah, that's what the Apple are doing in America. They're just deactivating all the devices that have been robbed, and I feel like it's brilliant. Yeah. But yeah, but what I said, obviously you got to make a change really. But obviously I don't condemn the looting and all that stuff. But and it is stupid when people just use it as an excuse to go and rob like a pair of trainers. It's why? Like, are you really that scruffy that you've just used a Black Lives Matter movement to go and cop yourself a new pair of treads? Just doesn't make any sense to me.
Hang on, but you made the point that looting and rioting is people's way of trying to convey a message, but
yes,
you're saying you're against it.
No, I am against it. I've never said I'm for looting. I've never said go out and loot. I know that. It's like but looting is a way to make a change. Like I said, like black people have tried protesting peacefully. They've tried bringing it up. They've tried petitions. They've tried all this kind of stuff, but to no avail. Black people still get abused in America, and now it's finally making a change because of what's happened. It's become worldwide. The looting, which is obviously people are not going to like that, so they're going to try and stop it. So they're going to try and make a change. It's no coincidence that now, after how many years, black people have actually started to get a voice, isn't it? Like, I don't condemn it, but maybe I don't know. What do you think?
Wait, what don't you condemn? Like,
I don't condemn looting.
Oh, you just said black people are starting to have a voice, and I don't condemn it.
I don't condemn black people. Yeah, I'm joking. I just don't condemn the looting.
I was so confused then. Yeah, I'm obviously really happy that black people are getting a voice. I mean, sort of going a bit off topic, but KSI made a video about Logan Paul saying I have to thank Logan for this, which he did a full-on Reddit video, and I had to skip through it to find the part where he actually thanks Logan Paul. And when I found it, he was saying how Logan Paul is, he's doing well in this situation. He's telling his audience this is how to do it. All lives matter, Black Lives Matter. It's both true. And I feel like people saying that white privilege exists, sadly, in some instances in the eyes of some police officers and some fascist people around the world, it does work like that, but it doesn't. White privilege shouldn't exist. Everything should be equal. I mean, I've always had that view. I mean, I've said the N-word on my videos before, and so's Dylan, but does that make us racist? Nope.
What people don't understand when obviously there's videos on like his channel or the YPH channel where we do say racial words, but what people need to understand is you can joke about anything in the world, and as you shared this post as well, but it's up to you whether to care about what people think. When it comes to YouTube, obviously you're gonna have to filter yourself and keep yourself clean because of you could get taken down for saying the N-word and stuff, but just it doesn't make us racist. It was just joking. Like, it's in the 2001 tragedy and all that stuff. We joke about that, but it doesn't mean we're not like sorry for what has happened. We don't want racial stuff and terrorist attacks to happen, but everyone can joke about anything. So
that's why it comes to when comedians make jokes about something, or when normal people like us make jokes about something, that's not how our actual view. I mean, I make jokes about 9/11 all the time, but not all the time, but I do sometimes. But am I glad that 9/11 happened? No, of course I'm not. That's my point. I feel like humour is definitely subjective. People get offended at different things. People have different lines. My line's very high with humour. Obviously, I won't make a joke about someone's dead nan as soon as she died. You know what I mean? I won't go to a funeral and go, haha, your nan's dead. You know what I mean? I wouldn't do that. But there's obviously humour is subjective, which is sad. I feel like freedom of speech should be a normal thing, but freedom of speech in our country, it's good, but at the same time, I remember when, I've told you about this, the lad in Scotland who put a video of when he was teaching his dog a salute, a anti-Semitic salute. That's what it was viewed as. And in court, the judge came out with this outrageous comment that he was trying to start back up the group, and that is such stupidity. It was a joke because his girlfriend thought his dog was too cute, so he wanted to make his dog do the worst thing possible, which it was a funny joke. In my opinion, in a lot of people's opinion, it was a funny joke, and he got charged for it. He got charged for it, which I thought was so stupid. And this also goes into a point where I remember saying the N-word in a video, and it got more dislikes than likes. This was like December. And I was trying to make the point that it was about I'm Alex when he said the N-word. I was trying to make the point that he isn't a racist, and if you say the N-word not aimed at a black person, then that isn't racist. And many people disagree with me, which, of course, if you give an opinion about such a matter, then people are allowed to disagree with you. But I am also allowed to say why you really shouldn't disagree with me, but in a way, you still can keep your opinion. But I'm trying to give my opinion on why you shouldn't disagree with me, if you know what I mean. Obviously, in my opinion, but obviously in some others' opinion, you can joke about what you want. I've said humour is subjective, and I just feel like people, like the media, don't have the right to cancel someone for what they said. The comedian, I forgot his name. He did blackface in 2001 or 2004. He had to apologise recently for doing blackface. I can't believe that. That really annoyed me, because was he racist by doing blackface? No.
To touch on that as well with the blackface stuff, Little Britain, a very, very popular show over in England, obviously, but it was popular like 10 years ago. They've had to remove their shows from Netflix and like other streaming sites because they used blackface. Now I get why people are asking it to be removed, but that was back in a time where humour was better back then, and obviously it wasn't meant in a bad way. So why should they remove it? Like the In-Betweeners, they've removed all their episodes from YouTube. Why? Because it's offensive. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. Like they shouldn't have to remove the classic shows that everyone likes because of offence. And Buddy has just jumped on Harry again.
What's wrong with you? Yeah, I agree with Dylan. What's he doing? In my opinion, In-Betweeners isn't even that offensive. Like, In-Betweeners could definitely be more offensive. I mean, obviously they make,
I can see why people find it offensive. It's just, it's meant as a joke, obviously.
But if you find something offensive, you don't watch that. I don't get why people think they have the right to say that shouldn't be on TV. Like, how dare you say that shouldn't happen? You shouldn't say that. You cannot go online and tell people what to say. I don't understand that. Obviously, if people are making terrorist threats online, then of course that should be acted upon. And that's not someone's opinion, that's just someone making a threat. There's a difference between saying a joke or having an opinion on something than actually making a threat. I just believe that it's so stupid how people right now are getting offended. Of course, right now making a racial joke, it isn't the best time. But if you made a racial joke, that is a joke. And you shouldn't be cancelled for that. When PewDiePie said the N-word as well, media companies made sure they'd swoop in and be like, you cannot say that. You cannot say that. How can media companies don't have the right to say what you should say or shouldn't say? But the thing is, the sad thing about it, they have so much power over YouTube and that, because they can just contact advertisers and be like, yo, you shouldn't allow this on your site. This is going to damage your reputation. And because YouTube is so scared about it, they're going to be like, yeah, oh my god, yeah. That's why the ad boycott happened, because a bunch of advertisers pulled out, because I just find it so annoying how people have to censor what they say. Jokes. If a joke is a joke, then these media companies are obviously going to be like, yeah, this is a bit silly. I find this quite offensive. Then you can obviously convey your opinion, but you cannot just say that. You can't just make a full-on statement saying it's a fact. That is offensive. That shouldn't be online. That you don't have the right to do that. You have the right to express your opinion about it, which is what freedom of speech is. Like, I could say something now, I could make some stupid opinion, which I'm not, and you in the comments, you currently in live chat, have the right to disagree with me, and that's fine. You know what I mean? That's why Dylan disagrees with a few things that I'd say. Making that, when I said a couple of 20 minutes ago about the video that was going to upload, the funny video that was going to upload, he thought it was funny as well, obviously. But people online wouldn't find it funny. They would put in the comments, they'd try and cancel me, and they don't have the right. This whole cancelled word shouldn't exist because it shouldn't happen. The Jake Paul and Cody Cole situation. Cody, this is like a year ago. This is old news now, but he was bullying. He apparently was bullying because he's a commentary YouTuber. Cody Cole, he's a commentary YouTuber, and Jake Paul was saying, "Oh, I'm not trying to be YouTube's hero or anything." I mean, you're not YouTube's hero. You're nowhere near YouTube's hero. As
everyone knows, YPH is YouTube's hero.
Of course. And he confronted Cody Cole and was like, "Yo, you're a cyberbully. I don't like cyberbullies, bro. Yo, you can't be cyberbullying." And then you cyberbully kids, bro. And then Cody Cole just went, "What kids?" And then Jake Paul just ignored him. It's like he didn't even come in with evidence. If you're gonna confront someone about something, then at least come in with evidence. Oh, girls have contacted me about you being a cyberbully. What kids? And I've always had the opinion that cyberbullying doesn't exist. Just turn off your monitor. But I get in some ways, how it can exist. Like someone full on, putting photos of you online, photos that you don't like. That's not really you. It's not really someone expressing their opinion. It's someone just deliberately trying to give you harm. If you and your friends take that as a joke, then that's fine. I mean, Dylan used an old picture of me when I had really short hair. Like, my hair now is very long because of lockdown. When I had hair that was sort of like that, sort of up in the air, and he put that in his video. I'll put the picture on screen now if you want, but if it's not there, then fine. And it's a funny image, and I find it funny, but some people obviously don't, and I get that.
Just to there's one point I want to make when you talked about the media and stuff. Then people need to stop believing the media. They need to stop believing everything that they read online, because not everything is true. Like when PewDiePie said the N-word, like, obviously shouldn't have said it, but it was just heat of the moment type of situation. But the media blew it way out of proportion. Like, I saw headlines like, does PewDiePie use this word in his day-to-day life? It's like, what's that going to do with anything? You just assume that he's an anti-Semitic, whatever it's called, just racist, horrible person. You're just assuming that, and you point it out on your websites for everyone to see, and everyone's going to believe that because everyone's gullible on the internet. Everyone is gullible on the internet. Basically, yes. YouTube is just populated by kids, whether you like it or not. Like, your audience, in some way or whatever, is going to have kids in it.
So YouTube used to be called YouTube Broadcast Yourself. That means broadcast yourself. Yourself. Express you, as in you, implement your humour. That used to be when YouTube was brilliant. That was back in 2016. I'd love to be in that time. But sadly now, they removed the broadcast yourself, which I think made a very, very big impact on YouTube. But to be fair to YouTube, what else could they do? What else? They couldn't just sit there and be like, yeah, just say whatever you want. Say whatever you want. Good. Because then they'd just lose all their advertisers. So as much as YouTube monetization rules are broken, I get why they did it. But should this be the normal? No, because we're moving back into the time where you fully have to censor yourself. And what's going to happen in 10 years? You can't even say swear. People are saying swear words are offensive and hurtful, but come on. The swear words. Everyone loves using swear words when they're angry or anything like that. If I call you a cunt, do I mean to call you a cunt? I know sometimes it's just a joke. It's an offensive word, but it's a joke.
YouTube in a few years is going to be just horrible. Everyone's gonna be moved over to Twitch because Twitch you don't have to censor yourself. You do it unless you're sponsored by people. You don't have to censor yourself. And I honestly reckon in the next 5 or so years, everyone's gonna make the jump over to Twitch just because YouTube's gonna have all these rules where you can't even say hello anymore because everyone's gonna be like, well, what does he mean by that? Does he mean it in a bad way? It's like, well, I'm just saying hello. So I reckon in the future, yeah, it will have moved to another platform.
Dylan, the way you said hello was quite patronising.
See what I mean? See, he's already offended by it.
No, I do agree. YouTube's going to change for the worse, unless media companies. You know why they're saying this, don't you? You know why they're saying you cannot say that? They're saying it for clicks. They're doing it for clicks. That's all it is. They're just saying, right, I really think you shouldn't say this, and the people are like, oh wow, this media company thinks this guy shouldn't say it. Let me click. So I just feel like no. It's annoying. Like I'm gonna include this as well. I remember when me and Dylan were on a phone call last week. I was quoting Danny G, and and my father was not happy about the curse words that I use in it, which I was like, come on. And I was just like, if you clearly don't like that, okay. And he was telling me you cannot do that. Like, no, it's your opinion. If I was 4, I get it, but I'm not 4.
That you cannot do that. Well, yeah, I can do whatever I want. You know. I can say what I want in a joking context. That was what I was looking for before, context. But yeah.
And it was annoying. Obviously, the one bad thing I did though was leave my window wide open, so that means the neighbours could hear. So obviously I apologise for that. But I didn't apologise for actually saying it. You know, I just feel like this whole freedom of speech thing should be the normal. It used to be the normal, but sadly now it's not the normal, which is annoying. So you talk to the fans. I'm gonna go get a drink.
We'll just stop here. So moving away from, touchy subjects.
Your mic is muted.
I am an idiot. It's okay. So moving away from touchy subjects, let's talk about lockdown. Harry, you go first. You tell me how lockdown has been treating yourself. If you care to take the hat off and give the viewers a demonstration on how lockdown has been treating you. Basically not well. I just had Buddy just lick. Anyway, go on, Harry. You tell us.
So lockdown has been interesting. You know, it's given me more time to work on projects that I've liked on my channel. You know, the Zombie RP we've been doing. You know, it's been fairly good. I mean, the first episode has surged in views recently, which I'm very happy about. I've been interested.
What, like, just recently?
Like fairly recently, yeah. It's got 110 views in 2 days, which isn't that bad.
Please, Buddy, watch out. Come on.
Right, Buddy can make a cameo at the end of the podcast when we're done. Yes. Right. So, it makes me work on projects. Obviously, I still have to do work. I'm not in till September. It's my college. And lockdown in general, at first, it started to get boring. I mean, the only exercise we'd get is when me and my mum would just go to the shop or just go to the park. And then it was just getting so annoying staying indoors. And then, yeah, I did follow the rules. You could probably say this is following the rules. I mean, I never really go near people, so I still am social distancing.
Oh yeah, we are social distancing right now. As you can see that from the backgrounds and the cameras. We're in the same room, but apart. So.
Yeah, so, really, lockdown in general has been okay. It gives us more time to do streams, to do videos, and I started to become really lazy. You know, obviously I think everyone has. And also...
Just started to. I've been lazy for a while.
Anyway, so yeah, it gave me time to work on more projects, but I understand some people aren't as lucky with lockdown. Some people really are going through a lot with lockdown. Yeah. And
people are losing their jobs and everything. It's bad, really.
And not just that, people are going through mental health issues through lockdown, which is, it's to be expected, sadly. Some boy in Wales who had no mental health issues, who was 16, actually committed suicide, which is obviously sad. The reason is because he couldn't see an end to it all, which you can't sort of understand the reason. I mean, they said that we don't know if he had mental health issues, but you don't know what is going on with it in his head. You know, you don't know what's going on. So yeah, obviously lockdown is treating people differently. I mean, some people are have been stuck in flats for 3 months. People who are very vulnerable have been stuck inside for months as well, like old people with health issues. And I've been going out a lot now, bike rides, exercising. It's been fun. Obviously following social distancing guidelines.
Well, I guess it's my turn. Well, yeah, lockdown is it's just been boring really. Just sat in doing the same thing over and over again. Computer games, YouTube, And luckily my girlfriend's been back at work. It gives me some peace. But it's been truly fine. I mean, it's the norm to me. Like, I don't want to say why, because it's a bit embarrassing, but it's the norm to me. And that's all really I've got to say about it. Like, I don't really know what else to say about my lockdown experiences. I mean, I've been watching a lot of memes. Yeah.
Well, I've been binge watching shows. I think many people have been binge watching shows, which has been good to do. It's going to be ages until a new virus comes along, and you get to.
How do you know that?
I mean, we don't know, but that's just my hypothesis. Is that there isn't going to be a virus for a while. I just feel like the world will go back to normal in about a year and a half, fully normal. We're sort of now in the new normal. But what's really sad is that I remember saying about a week and a half before lockdown was introduced in the UK, I was like, hang on, something's not going right here, because the virus is starting to kill people in the UK. And other countries like Italy, Spain have gone into a full-fledged lockdown. And most of the people I was talking to really didn't expect lockdown to happen. And then my mum who works in a hospital was like, oh yeah, we're not panicking in the hospital, we're fine. And then a day later, I was going to sixth form, and she was like, this is getting quite bad now, we're getting news that a lockdown could happen. This was on the Tuesday, and the lockdown happened on the Friday, just to let you know. Lockdown really wasn't, the rumours weren't coming until Thursday, literally a day before. And so really, we found out figures as well. If lockdown was introduced a week earlier, half as many people would still be alive, half the death count would be lower. And I remember one of the health secretaries was saying that what was it? We're going to aim to stay below 20,000 deaths. And at the beginning of lockdown, I was like, 20,000 deaths? How many people are going to die? We're now on 41,000. We're now double over what they were trying to keep below, which is really sad, actually.
To be fair, though, like it has dropped significantly in the past few weeks. And
it's because of lockdown, though, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously, it's because of lockdown. And it's one of those things that you're just scared now in case a second wave happens because of all these protests. Because not many people have gone on these protests for the Black Lives Matter movement and stuff, and just completely forgot that coronavirus exists. Like, there is people wearing masks, and obviously that's great, but it's also social distance. Don't forget that there's an actual global pandemic happening right now.
I am really happy about protests. Peaceful protests, that social distancing, are the perfect ones. I mean, I know I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast that some people are still peacefully protesting and police are still not liking it. They're still throwing tear gas or whatever.
Tear gas, which I'll have you know is illegal to use after the World War II. So I don't know what makes them think it's fine, but
yeah, some of the police handling of the situation is really bad. I know that. It could be handled better. Some states, there's been rumours going along, as I mentioned in the video, that the media have been covering the police kneeling with the protesters, and then 5 minutes later they turn violent, which that completely neglects the first point you make. You can't just use the fact that you kneeled with them to suppress the fact that you attacked them 5 minutes later. Like, how stupid can you be? What? I just feel like the police officer that killed George Floyd, I just feel like he thought he had a privilege, which, he thought, oh, he's black, I'm just going to kill him. Like, no. He's a person just like you, like everyone else. He has as much rights as everyone else. He just thought, no, I don't care, he don't matter, which is not the opinion to have. Which I like YouTubers like Logan Paul who are trying to spread the opinion that you can't have the opinion that that black people don't matter. I don't know what's going on about freedom of speech and you're allowed to have your own opinion, but if you have the opinion that black people don't matter, then expect most of the people around the world to disagree with you. Like, you're allowed to have that opinion. I'm going to say that, but just expect most of the people to completely disagree with you and explain why your opinion is stupid. Like, if you said that, I would say your opinion is stupid, and I'd explain why.
It's weird as well. Like, you'd think all the other police officers in America, seeing the George Floyd situation, they'd try and change their ways if they were, violent for no reason or aggressive for no reason. But it just doesn't seem to have changed. It doesn't seem to have done anything because, like, those two police officers that pushed over the old man, cracked his head open, cracked his skull open. They've been fired. I don't know if they've been arrested. I think they have been arrested for assault. Which was like, you'd think this whole movement has been started because a policeman did something wrong. He abused his power and he didn't protect or serve the people. And your first thought is, okay, I'll just go out and push an old man over. It's like, where's the logic in that? But do you want to end it now before we get more serious? Oh, Harry's got more points. And then after these points, we will end it because we don't want to fully an hour of us just being serious. Or do we? I don't know. I nearly stopped recording then.
So I'm going to explain, the police officers around the man who actually killed George Floyd. One of the police officers was in for 2 weeks, right? And the police officer that killed George Floyd was in for about 20, 30 years. Now,
is that true? Is he been charged now?
All of them were charged.
Has he been given a sentence, or is it just...
I don't know. I think it was third-degree murder, yeah. So, you could make the argument that the one that was in for 2 weeks would be scared to stand up to the officer that was in for several years. You could be like, well, that police officer doesn't deserve to be prosecuted because he might have been scared to stand up to the police officer. He might have been thought, he might be just kneeling on him to stop him from moving. But you could also have the opinion that the police officers were there, stood there, and you could also say, well, they should have done something, which is my opinion as well. I feel like the police officer should have done something as well, because if something was done, then George Floyd would still be alive. And all these protests wouldn't happen, but at the same time, the change wouldn't be made, and obviously change does need to be made.
Like, it's not a good thing that the George Floyd situation has happened, but it's making a change, isn't it? They finally are getting a voice, and yeah, with this insanely serious podcast that I didn't know would get this real. Would you like to do your outro?
Piss.
You was muted. Right. Go.
So, thank you everyone for watching the Nighttime Podcast. I didn't just do my outro and I wasn't muted, I promise. If you enjoyed, make sure to give it a like and subscribe. Go check out Dylan's channel in the description below. MWANZ. He's on 44 subscribers. And
daily videos and streams, I'm going to churn them out from now on.
Daily isn't going to happen though, is it?
Yes, it is.
Right. So, yeah. All the comments, not in the live chat, all the comments after the premiere has been aired, I will read them out in the next podcast. It could be weekly. I don't know. I'm guessing it'll be every Saturday now because I'm starting to enjoy this podcast now. It's really, really great. We've been talking about serious stuff now. And as we promised...
We could, just a quick point, we could obviously, if you leave comments on the live, not on the live chat, sorry, on the video itself, you could kind of make it like a tiny little Q&A at the beginning as well. So if you've got any questions, obviously write them down. If you've got any comments about what we've said, make it known.
Yeah, well, actually, yeah, I'll include that at the beginning. If you want any, I'll put at the beginning, if there's any questions that you want to ask us, then we'll answer it as a Q&A at the beginning. And, yeah, as we promised, we're going to make the dog have a cameo.
Oh, yes, and he will be on Harry's camera.
Right, do you see it? Try and make my camera bigger.
Oh, yeah.
Try and make my camera bigger. There he is. Wait.
Buddy, do you have anything to say to the audience? Say something, bud. Bud. Look at him sniffing on it. Right, guys, thank you so much for watching.
Bye.
Bye.